It is a windy but a gorgeous day, and I am adding some tulip bulbs into my raised beds, and I thought I would invite you to come along with me. So all I've got are some tulip bulbs that have been pre-chilled. It is February here in Tennessee. The temperatures are ranging. The highs are sometimes hitting the 60s, and some days the highs are even in the 30s. We do have a chance of frost for 2 more months. At least 60 more days we're under frost threat, but it's plenty. As long as the ground is workable, you can absolutely plant tulip bulbs. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and hopefully answer a few questions and show you what's possible. So tulip bulbs generally are recommended to be planted in the fall. They like to basically chill out underground. During the winter, they have kind of an internal temperature gauge that likes the plant needs to go into a chill mode, almost like it's been refrigerated. And then it likes, as soon as the soil temps start to warm and it feels that moisture of maybe snow melt or just the soil around it warming up, then the bulb, and you can see this one's already starting, the bulb starts to drop roots, which you can see them starting to break out of the little paper shell here, and then also send up a shoot. And within probably, 30, 40 days of the green starting to come up, you get the most beautiful, I think the most beautiful tulip bulb. So I was not thinking tulips when it was fall. I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking tulips. So I didn't plan ahead. I didn't order any tulip bulbs, and I kind of thought, maybe I had lost my chance, but I just think I got dirt on my face. I found a company that had pre-chilled bulbs and that would send them to me in early spring. So I placed an order in January. The fantastic thing was that the bulbs were 75% off. So I figure even if I don't get, say, 100% growth from these plants, I still am going to enjoy at least a few tulip successes for a much lower price point. So I ordered quite a few, 3,100 to be exact. So I've already planted the majority of the tulips with my daughter in the front yard. We did a huge swath all along our ornamental landscape in the front, but I saved this particular variety to grow here in the back. So what I'm doing is I'm planting about 5 tulips in little clumps. I'm gonna have 4 sections, or maybe 3, maybe 4 would be overkill. Nah, let's go for 4. So I'm gonna put them in 4 sections, and I plant them really close together. I'm really only growing these for 1 year, and I'm growing these for like I like a power punch in terms of the flowers. So I'm not looking for them to necessarily be full size or to be really spread out. I want to plant a lot of other things in this bed, so I don't want to, overcommit the bed to tulips. I'm using a metal dibber. This allows me to get a nice deep hole for the tulips. You plant them tip up, and then you just bury them slightly. So that's what I'm done here. I go ahead, I leave everything exposed until I know for certain that I've got the spacing right, and then I cover them up. Now, if you are going to plant new things in this bed, and I'm just going to do this really simple thing. You could put a plant tag over it. What I'm going to do is just take my hand and make a little mark. Now, I don't know how long that'll stay, but I'm going to make a little mark to remind myself where the tulip bulbs are, and then you just cover them up. Now, if you're in a place that has pressure from, say, like deer, maybe squirrels, other kind of, rodents or pests that like to eat bulbs, then you might want to put a covering over this, especially at the beginning before they start to come up. Something like a little bit of mesh would help, and or even like some cloches to make sure that they don't come in here and dig up your bulbs. So I've already planted, this is probably like 20 bulbs in this bed. Now I'm going to go and do the other ones. All right, we did it. I think I've planted about 80 tulip bulbs throughout my kitchen garden. I filled up the front 2 beds with about 20 each, and then I went along the edge of my raised beds and just tucked some bulbs in there. I think it's going to be so fun and pretty to see them pop up. I did them in the corners of my smaller beds here in the center, so it's going to be so fun. If even just half of them come up, that'd be 40 tulips right here in the kitchen garden. This is hopefully an encouragement to you if you feel like you missed the boat on planting tulips, that if you can get a great variety from a trusted provider, that you can still plant tulips that have been chilled early in the spring to get some beautiful blooms. So stay tuned. I'm going to keep you posted on how these do, and hopefully, fingers crossed, in about 30-45 days this garden is going to be packed with color and so gorgeous. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.